ブルワーズとのナリーグ優勝決定シリーズ第2戦に5対1で勝利をし、2連勝を飾ったドジャース。ポストシーズンでは2017年以来8年ぶり、日本人では初めてとなる完投勝利を挙げた山本由伸投手に対し、翌日の日本時間10月16日、熱が冷めやらぬ各米メディアは昨夜の投球を振り返り、大興奮で絶賛していました。ここからは、その様子を字幕付きでご紹介します。
It's amazing. This postseason, they're 7-1. Their starting rotation has been insane. A 1.54 ERA in 8 games. Only the 83 Orioles have a lower ERA in the postseason, and the only reason that made it is because our producer Jonathan Kaplan grew up in Baltimore. That's why that's on there. So, watching these first two games, Derek, it looked, yes, the starting pitching has been incredible, Snell and Yamamoto, but it almost looked like the Dodgers took a little of the Brewers' soul these first two games in Milwaukee. What's your take?
Well, the Dodgers are the most talented team, and they are playing as the best team. You know, when you throw Snell, you follow it up with Yamamoto. In game one, everyone said, well, look, the Dodgers bullpen struggles a little bit. Treinen has been struggling. He came in, does the job. These guys are battle tested. They know how to win games. They know how to prepare. And the talent it's unbelievable.
I agree, Derek. And you know who else is growing right in front of our eyes over the last 8 or 9 years? It's Dave Roberts. You got to give Dave Roberts a lot of credit, Kevin, because when you look at that game yesterday and you stick with Snell and Yamamoto, right? It's really an indictment of what we've seen the last decade in baseball, which is pulling your pitchers early. As a matter of fact, the irony is it was Snell a few years ago in the World Series that got pulled when he pitched for Tampa against the Dodgers, and then they went on to lose that game. So credit to those pitchers, credit to Dave Roberts. Great leadership, watching your eyes and trusting what you see.
One thing that I always want to focus on every time I'm going to face a team is look at their ERA. This guy, 1.54 ERA during the playoff, 4.30 during the regular season. Milwaukee 6-0 against the Dodgers. You guys are not facing the same team. You guys are facing a team that when it comes down to the lights to get brighter, to the ball to get smaller, they shows up. That's why they are the defending world champions. So Milwaukee, you guys are in a tough situation right now, let me tell you.
You're really giving the Brewers fans a lot of hope here. You guys are. Is that series over, or does Milwaukee have a chance, Derek?
They're in trouble. You know, you can't say it's over. They've had the best, record in baseball. So can they win a few games in a row? Of course they can. They can get hot. We saw how this series potentially took a turn tonight. But the Dodgers are good, man. The Dodgers are good.
I think, Kevin, this is the best team in the last decade that I think Roberts has had. And I think is a perfect storm. I mean, they take the season as an appetizer, and then they take these Milwaukee and everyone in between as a main course. I mean, they're strong starting pitching. They have a great closer now. They have a better, more experienced manager. 1 through 9 that can hurt you. Oh, and by the way, Ohtani hasn't even checked in yet.
Do they also use the Cobra hitting approach?
I got to think about that one.
I'll tell you what, though. I have been at Dodger Stadium more than ever now that I don't play, watching the games. And it's kind of intimidating coming into Dodger Stadium with all those fans cheering for the Dodgers.
Yep.
If when you play the Dodgers away, you need to try to take advantage. Because when you come home, you're going to feel the heat. And
Papi, when have you ever been intimidated? Let's go back to that.
I am now watching it.
That's because you're not hitting.
Of course. But yeah, man, I mean, they had a hell of a club. And like you say, Captain, I think they are in trouble.
Well, but here's another thing to point out. If you've watched the games the last couple of days, Dave Roberts is just sitting down on the bench, leaning back, throw his starters out there, doesn't even have to go to the mound.
You know who he reminds me of when you say you're sitting like that? It's Mr. T, Joe Torre. I mean, right next to Zimmer, just calm and collected. And you can only do that when you have a conglomerate like they have. I mean, they're really separating themselves from the other 29 teams. they're in a class of themselves. Dodgers are.
We were talking in the green room earlier, just shooting the breeze about the game, and Poppy's like, "Who's going game 3?" We're like, "Glass now," and you're like, "Oh, who's game 4?" "Oh, Tani." Like, "Oh."
You see?
That's not easy, boy. Not easy. Brewers have their work cut out for them. We know that.
D-Row,
Yeah.
we were saying as they were playing the postgame sound, you could make the argument that if Dave Roberts had left Blake Snell in there, we'd be talking about back-to-back complete games in this
Absolutely.
series.
Absolutely. And this stuff, Robert. I mean, Blake Snell, it's 3-pitch mix, electric stuff. And then to watch Yamamoto, like, just take apart Milwaukee with splitties, heaters, breaking balls, everything sharp on point. Yesterday, we did a huge skybox on Yamamoto and kind of the game plan Milwaukee could potentially have against him. They handled 95 plus. Yamamoto wasn't landing his splitter coming into this game. Well, he found it. So there was 3 things I want to dive in on why he was able to have a complete game and have the moment. And they lean on you. Let's go. Let's get into Yamamoto. He's a top 5 pitcher in the game. Take your pick at the top. Paul Skeens, Tarik Skubal, 50-50. Some would like the lefty, some would like the righty. And then after that, Yamamoto slotting in 3, 4, 5, somewhere along the line. You take a look at it. His ERA is 5th in the league. His expected ERA is 3rd in the league. The stuff he can control, fielding independent pitching, is a 2.94. That's 8th best. Opponent average and opponent OPS. That's what you got to look at. No one gets any hits off these guys. So we worry about racing to get to the bullpen in October. The Dodgers are doing the complete opposite. We're not even going to put our bullpen out there. We're just going to keep running starters out there. But I love the ability, and we're going to get into the, Kike said it in the postgame. He didn't let the first pitch to Jackson Chourio affect his night. Get me over, 4-seam heater, middle away. We all wait for it, and we all wonder, is he going to swing? Is he not? Well, he decides to swing, goes opposite field homer. But look at the adjustment he's able to make after Jackson Chourio takes him deep. Look at that. After that pitch, 4-seam sinker, 0-0 heater was kind of off the table. He threw it 12.5% of the time. How'd he start you? Splitter 31% of the time. Curveball 44% of the time. Cutter 12.5. So you couldn't just go up and go into ambush mode. Although it appeared, and we'll get into it, it did appear Milwaukee made a concerted effort. They were going to come out swinging because he had like 50, 60 pitches and was cruising in the 5th or 6th inning. So I thought that was interesting. We could dive in. The adjustment and the ability to get right off first pitch heater. And then like William Contreras comes to the box, it's get me over breaking ball. No one's swinging at that pitch unless you're hunting it. 0-0. How about a splitty to Bryce Terang to start the AB? So he's got the ability to get ahead, multiple weapons, put you away with multiple weapons, and keep you out of the air. Starting pitcher to rank in the 85th percentile in strikeout percentage and ground ball percentage this season. 14 ground ball outs last night. He was efficient. Nays is in my ear. Blake Snell had 11 in game 1. I just want to go through it and show how he attacks, keeps the ball down. He's got all weapons, all quadrants, different variations of a heater. You see it right there. Run that back. It looks like a nothing first pitch. This is a little cutter that looks like it would be a perfect pitch for him to drop the barrel on. 4-seam heater, let me run into this and get the crowd going. No, it's a little cut fastball, little cutter up top. Watch him just take him on a ride. We'll stay inside. Then we'll throw a backdoor breaking ball. You could tell Christian's trying to process all of this. So what does he do processing? Let me stay back and see it deeper, and ends up getting jammed on 97. Mr. Durbin, get me over breaking ball. 0-0 that he lands. 96 black 4-seamer in. Split off it, ground ball. And it was all night long. He could just throw that little splitty, get the lefties to roll over, little choppers to Tommy Edman and Freddie Freeman. Bryce Terang, same thing. The ability to keep the ball, that's one of the best hitting yards in the entire big leagues. And you see right here, Yamamoto 2025 splitter usage. So he changed his ability to get ahead 0-0 after Chourio took him deep. He has the ability to keep you in the yard and keep you on the ground. And then yesterday we were talking about he didn't have his split the first 2 starts of the postseason. So maybe does he go away from that? Well, he went right back to it. Look at the splitter usage. Overall, regular season, 25.4. He's using it 16.7, and then the NLCS 30.6. But versus right-handed hitters, he almost completely took the split away. Last night, it was back in vogue. Same thing against the lefties. He was using it. It was nasty for him. So he had every weapon, and we can get into it. Look at the heat maps right here. Regular season, this is hitter's perspective, Nays. You're right here. So you're a right-handed hitter. This is where the split is going to end up. It's fumbling out of the zone, down and in. And then it was a spray. He kind of lost it for 2 starts. Last night, he was able to tunnel it down and into the righties and away to the lefties. So he had it back. Want to take a look at another Christian Yelich AB and another Caleb Durbin AB and just watch the ability to throw a split for a strike right there, to get ahead with a split, throws him 4 in a row, and he just takes him on a ride. I'm never going above the hollow of your knee. I'm going to stay here until you fish at one of them. Same thing with Mr. Durbin. Get me over breaking ball, steals a strike, goes right back to it. He's got you 0-2. Watch this wiffle ball split. Whew. Unbelievable. Just a fantastic job, Robert. I mean, the starting rotation there is just incredible. I mean, Blake Snell, Yamamoto comes out. You're going to get Glasnow game 3, Ohtani. Milwaukee's got to find a way to generate some offense.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
An ERA of 1.54 from the starters this postseason.
But
what did you make of the Brewers' strategy early? They were very, very aggressive at the plate, particularly swinging at pitches early in the count. What did you make of that strategy against Yamamoto?
Yeah, it was noticeable. The thing about Yamamoto is the ability to throw multiple weapons for strikes and keep the ball on the ground. So it actually kind of led into him being able to ride it out for 9 innings. But at the end of the day, you say to yourself, if you're the Milwaukee Brewers, they haven't faced back-to-back starters like that the entire season.
Yeah.
So you almost have to you have to wash it, like Murph says. They've beaten this team 6 teams in the regular season. You have to kind of try to find reasons to believe.
And it doesn't get any easier because tomorrow at Dodger Stadium, it's Tyler Glasnow, and then it's Shohei Ohtani waiting in for him in Game 4.
After a Game 1 with questionable tactics and bizarre plays, Game 2, National League Championship Series, just a straight-up win for the Dodgers, and this is specifically and precisely how the Dodgers, as we say, drew it up. Let's do a little digging in. We pointed this out on yesterday's show. You don't just pull your starting pitcher because he reaches an arbitrary number. You pull him because he's fatigued or ineffective, just like you don't use an opener to be edgy. You do it because you believe it gives you an advantage. Last night, the second of back-to-back stellar starts for Dodger pitching. Blake Snell was a flare base hit away from a perfect game attempt in Game 1, while Yoshi Yamamoto gave up a leadoff home run, but settled in for a 3-hit gem. And it was interesting. Snell was at 103 pitches, completely dominant through 8. He came out. Yamamoto, 97 pitches through 8, stayed in. Now, Yamamoto had a comfortable 5-1 lead, and this time Dave Roberts elected to let it ride with his established 27-year-old star. That's his prime. Easy work in the 9th. First complete game in the playoffs in 8 years. 111 pitches, right? There's nothing that says at 100 pitches a guy collapses. And if it's a bit past the normal usage, remember, you limit a guy's pitches all year. Why? To save him for a big night in the playoffs. Last night, once again, was that night. Now, when it comes to big payrolls and free agents, I often use the Billy Joel line, is that all you get for your money? But in this case, the Dodgers are getting what they paid for. Check out the Dodgers starting rotation from 2 years ago. Kershaw, Bobby Miller, Julio Urias, Tony Gonsolin, Michael Grove, Thor is here. Lance Lynn was here. Here are the innings and the ERAs. Well, yeah, some ERAs in the 4s, 6, 7. Not many innings either. This is a 100-win team. 100-win Dodger team 2 years ago. Look at that rotation. So what did they do? They went full hedge fund. Massive investment, rebuilding the infrastructure. Shohei Ohtani is also a hitter, $700 million. Yamamoto, $325 million with a $50 million posting fee. Blake Snell, $182 million. They traded to get Tyler Glasnow, extended him, $136 million. And Roki Sasaki, only $6.5 million because of the system in place, but a major victory on the international free agent market. So you have to wonder how much Game 1 affected Dave Roberts. That win was an inch away from slipping away. They nearly hit Bryce Terang with a pitch that would have tied the game in the ninth. So this time, with a chance to do it again, he's stuck with his dominant starter. Grab that win while it's in front of you. And with that, the Dodgers are going against the grain of the modern game. Here's the last 20 years. That's going back to when the game was pitched very differently. The Dodgers are getting 71% of their innings from starters. That's the 7th most of any club over the last 20 seasons. And going back, I mean, it's a different era. There's the 05 White Sox again. Ozzie Guillen, 2005 White Sox, letting it ride, had complete games left and right. The 2010 Phillies had Roy Halladay, Cole Hamels, Roy Oswalt. These Tigers, it's 3 versions of them here. Verlander, Scherzer, Anibal Sanchez. The Giants, Tim Lincecum in his prime, Matt Cain. That's a different era, and there are these Dodgers this year. I'm a huge advocate of the full bullpen attack. And one reason is that starting pitching is expensive. But the Dodgers have it, and they're using it.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。